Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're digging into the real DNA of Malaysian society. And let me tell you, its origins, they're way older and much more homegrown than you've probably been led to believe. So, you've probably heard the story, right? That Malaysia's diverse society all started when the British arrived and brought in workers from China and India. But what if that's not the whole picture? What if that's just a single chapter in a much, much bigger book? Because, well, it turns out that's exactly what it is. The real origins of this pluralism are so much deeper, so much older. And honestly, it's a story that's way more inspiring than the one we usually get told in the history books. So, let's start a bit of a quest. Let's uncover the nation's true DNA. And what you're going to find is that this genetic code, it wasn't written by colonizers. Nope. It was written over centuries of vibrant, creative, global interaction happening right here in the Malay archipelago. And this brings us to a really important idea. It's a concept called generative pluralism. Now, that might sound a bit academic, but all it means is this. It's not just about different cultures living side by side, kind of tolerating each other. No, it's about an active, creative mixing, a process that's been the real engine of this region for like 1,000 years. Okay, so where does our journey begin? We have to go back, way back, over 1,000 years ago, to a powerful maritime empire that really laid the foundation, the original blueprint for everything that came after. You gotta remember, long before anyone had even heard the name Malaysia, there was the Srivijaya Empire, and it was this incredible, bustling, cosmopolitan hub. Think of it like a giant laboratory for diversity, sitting right on top of what was then, and still is, the most vital shipping lane in the entire world, the Straits of Melaka. And here's the really cool part. Srivijaya wasn't just a place to trade spices and silks. It was a marketplace for ideas, for different faiths, for new knowledge. People from China, India, Persia, Arabia, they all came. And Srivijaya didn't just copy them. It absorbed these influences, using them to enrich its own civilization. It was a true melting pot. All right, so if Srivijaya created the blueprint, what happens next? Well, let's jump forward to the next chapter, because this is where it gets even more interesting. The legendary Malacca Sultanate, they took that model from Srivijaya and just perfected it. They took it to a whole new level. So you can see this amazing progression, right? Srivijaya was like the lab, the experiment that proved, hey, this diversity thing, it's actually a huge asset. And then Malacca comes along, inherits that same DNA, and builds this sophisticated, world-class empire where diversity wasn't just a feature. It was its core strength, its main organizing principle. And get this, just try to wrap your head around it. According to accounts from the 16th century, you could walk through the port of Malacca and hear over 60 different languages being spoken on any given day. I mean, that's a level of global connection that's mind-blowing even by today's standards. Now, you might think that sounds like total chaos, right? But it wasn't. It was an incredibly sophisticated, brilliantly organized system. They had what was called the Shah Bandar system. Basically, 4 different harbor masters, and each one was a specialist who managed traders from a specific part of the world. One for Gujarat, one for southern India, one for the local archipelago, and one for China and Indochina. So smart. And this is why it was so genius. The system encouraged people to integrate, to become part of Malacca, without forcing them to give up who they were, without forcing assimilation. Foreign communities were given autonomy, they had their own leaders called kapitan, and they could practice their own customs and religions freely, all while a fair and transparent set of laws applied to everyone. That's how you build trust and stability. So, okay, ancient history, right? Why does any of this matter today? Well, because this DNA, this 1,000-year-old code of generative pluralism, it's not dead, it's not just in a history book, it is still alive and well, literally pulsing through the veins of modern Malaysia every single day. I mean, just listen to the language we speak. Bahasa Melayu is packed with loanwords from Sanskrit, Arabic, Portuguese, Chinese, all over. It's a living museum of this incredible history of cultural exchange. So what some people might call Bahasa Rojak and see as a negative, it's actually the complete opposite. It's the most authentic reflection of our truly pluralistic soul. And then, oh, of course, there's the food. I mean, come on. Our food is probably the most delicious proof you could ever ask for of our mixed society. Think about it. A curry adapted with local spices, a noodle dish with a new twist, Our plates literally tell the story of our shared, creative, and yeah, deliciously mixed up past. So, when you put it all together, it completely reframes how we should see ourselves. Our diversity isn't some kind of problem left behind by colonizers that needs to be managed. No way. It's our original strength. It's our foundation. It's something that should be celebrated, loud and proud. Understanding this true history, it gives us a powerful blueprint. It shows us that our ancestors built a truly world-class civilization, not on exclusion, but on openness and creative mixing. And that really leaves us with one big question to think about, doesn't it? Our past was built on that creative mixing. So what will we build our future on?